Hi, today is all about the TouchableHighlight component. A major way we interact with smartphones is through the use of buttons. While there is a button component option for React Native, it has limited functionality and styling options. We prefer the TouchableHighlight component. The TouchableHighlight component is like a view component and usually contains or wraps children components such as a view, text, or image component. However, when a component is wrapped by a TouchableHighlight component, it can then be pressed to act as a button. This will give our apps another layer of dimension and interaction. The onPress function is a built-in function that we can call on when a TouchableHighlight component and its children components are pressed. For now, we will be displaying an alert pop-up message when the onPress function is called. This is to confirm our function is working and to simulate more complex functionality. For example, if it is a sign up button, the alert message might say you have successfully signed up. In the future, we will add much more complex functionality to the onPress function, such as liking an image, adding a comment, or actually logging into the app. Here are two TouchableHighlight component tags. The first on the left is empty without an onPress function inside of it. This looks clean and simple. However, it doesn't do anything. On the right, we have a TouchableHighlight component that looks as it will when you drag it out of the component bank. This might look a little bit interesting, but this is because the onPress function is on multiple lines and because there is no style line. There is still an open and closed TouchableHighlight tag, but the open tag has the function inside of it. There is some slightly new syntax for the onPress function. This is due to the newest version of JavaScript. This function should still be similar to you though, because it is on multiple lines and the functionality is contained within open and closed curly brackets. On the second line of the onPress function is where the instructions for the function are placed. In this lesson, we will be calling on the alert function, which is a built-in functionality and will display a pop-up box with text. Any text you add inside the single quotes within the parentheses will be displayed on the computer or phone screen. Let's see this in the editor. First, let's add a TouchableHighlight component from the Components tag. Let's change the alert message to read, "You pressed me." Next, let's give this a child view and text component to have it resemble a button. First, let's drag in a view component. This will act as the body of the button. We will change the style sheet ID to touchable button. Next, add a text component inside the view component. This will be the text that is displayed on the button. Let's give it a style ID of button text and add the text "I am a button." When we run this code without any styling, it will still work. In this case, the text is unstyled and is on the top left. The touchable component onPress alert function is still functioning. We will center all of the content on the phone with align items and justify content set to center for the parent view container. Next, let's add the touchable button view component to the style sheet and give it a background color. But this time, let's use a hex value of #55ACEE, which is a light blue. Let's add a height of 75 and a width of 200. We will want the text inside of the button to be centered vertically and horizontally. So we will also give this parent view component a justify content and align items value of center. Lastly, let's add the button text and give it a font family of Futura, a color of white, and a font size of 14. Now, when we run code, our button looks like a real button. Now it's your turn to add some touchable functionality to your apps with the TouchableHighlight component.